Let's tee it up here on the Friday edition of the Jerry Doyle Show. Good to have you on board. Always appreciate when you take some of your time to spend it with us here on the program, where we like our flying a little turbulent, our women a little crazy, our politics a little messy. Marcelo, never messing up the dials. Brad, occasionally producing the program. Emails at the... No, just giving you a little bit of grief there, Brad, because it's a Friday. We can do that. It's time to let... I was going to say let our hair down, but in my case, that does... Hang on. This is how I let my hair down. I just lowered my head because it's radio. I had to point that out. That's exactly what I was doing here. That's right. If 60 is the new 40 and gray is the new black, then bald is the new gray, because we are progressing along here nicely on the program. The program where intellectual anarchy is encouraged and nurtured for now. Poll question up there for you today at the website. This directed in particular to all the anti-same-sex marriage Republicans. Mary Cheney, openly gay daughter of VP Dick Cheney. By the way, for those of you who don't know, he was a Republican, is a Republican stalwart. His daughter has married her longtime partner, Heather Poe, today in Washington, D.C. What do you say about that? Your choices are congratulations, it's just not right, or hang on, yeah, 15%. Thank you, Wanda. 15% say 33% say it's just not right. I wonder if they'd say that right to her face or say that to Dick Cheney's face, because they always seem to be able to talk in all these purist terms about being against same-sex marriage when Mary Cheney or Dick Cheney doesn't seem to be in the room. I guarantee you, if Dick Cheney went on Fox News with the focus group phony Hannity, he'd be going, Mr. Vice President, welcome to the program, and hey, congratulations on your daughter's wedding. Yeah, thank you very much. No, thank you. No, hey, you must be a big, proud father. Yeah, I am. Then Dick Cheney leaves. Next statement coming up, liberals want to undermine marriage. Obama won't stand behind the Defense of Marriage Act. Coming up right here on the focus group phony show. 53% of the people say congratulations. How about that? Friday here on... Refreshing, isn't it? Congratulations. Were a couple people with their fingers crossed on that? Yeah, congratulations. You know, that's like when you send back the response to someone you know who's getting married, maybe again, and sorry, I won't be able to be there. Catch the next one. You know? Where are you registered? Crate and Barrel? No, Moskowitz and Feldstein. Excellent attorneys. Just in case we might have to be working out the terms of the separation agreement. Perhaps a contribution to the law firm would be in order. Speaking of in order, it's Friday. Flubs of the week, always in order here on the program, where I execute my linguistic abilities to the best of my abilities. Friday's fresh flubs of the week.
And now, Jerry's Flubs of the Week.
And here we are, June 2009.
What year is it?
2009.
No.
You disagree with the congressional twit Cummings, all pandering to special interest to maintain some political relevance of the long-term, nonsense. Contained lead levels higher than the guidelines set in the federal safe drug. So many of us take for granted that regardless of just how screwed things up they are, and they are, you can go to the Eiffel Tower boxes office, you can get it online. The Eiffel Tower boxes office is where you can get tickets. Take a look at Obama. They've told the agent to just do less. Gloom at the personal level seems to have bottomed out. Bottomed? Yeah, like that. Bottomed out, the word that I was actually searching for, as my eyes were deceiving me. I thought it said bottomed out, but it's bottomed out. We're still dotting the I's, we're still crossing the T's. A dementingly refreshing. Did I manage to mangle that enough there? I was going with the Gumby language there. Hamana, what? Watch me. Oh, over here. What? Answer the question.
It's not time for questions, sir.
So put a pipe and smoke it? I totally screwed that up.
Jerry's
Put a pipe in that and smoke it? Isn't put that in your pipe and smoke it? I got to put the crack pipe down before I start doing the show. Although it's just what I've gotten used to in the 8 years of doing radio. You know, you get ready, you do a little show prep. Some people read, some people research, some people highlight, some people take a look at trends. I hit the pipe. I find it's the best way to relax before I come on the program. Load up the hard drive, hit shuffle, see what happens. Oh, speaking of flubs, I'm predisposed to certain things that when I see in the news, I go, oh, good. And not necessarily because of the story or the headline or whether it ties in with anything that's really happening right now. But GM flubbed 475,418 Chevy Cruzes. Apparently, they have a problem with the engine shield. 413,000 vehicles sold in the United States, 61,000 sold in Canada, 701 sold in Israel. And apparently, the engine shield has the potential to trap engine fluids and raise the risk of a fire. Now, that's a flub. 500,000 Chevy Cruzes. But that's not the point for me. Because anytime I see the Chevy Cruze, for me, it's just a blatant, selfish opportunity to play one of my all-time favorite commercials from the Super Bowl, the Chevy Cruze Eco.
The Chevy Cruze Eco gets up to 42 miles per gallon.
What? Sam, get your ears cleaned out.
What did he say?
42 wild Italians.
Huh?
It's a cruise for plus-size individuals. It's a commercial, that's all.
I'm pretty
What?
sure
No.
he said the Chevy Cruze Eco.
Commercial for Eagle?
Eagles, no, Eco.
It's the Chevy Cruze Eco gets up to 42 miles per gallon.
Blast you.
Amazingly fuel-efficient Chevy Cruze Eco.
Turn up the volume.
Turn up the volume. Speaking of flubbing it up for the presidential aspirations of Mitt Romney, the GOP is asking certain members of the GOP to tamp down any talk about any positive news. Did you see this one? Florida politicos are asked to soften recovery talk. You can't talk about good things in Florida because it doesn't help Mitt Romney in the swing state of Florida. I kid you not. This out of Tallahassee. Mitt Romney's presidential campaign asked the governor of Florida, Rick Scott, to tone down his statements heralding improvements in the state's economy. Why? Because they clash with Romney's nominee's message that the nation is suffering under President Obama. Now, Scott, he's a Republican. He was asked to say that the state's jobless rate could improve faster under a Romney presidency. Can't you do both? I mean, isn't that what most people know the truth to be? Is that things are recovering, albeit unevenly and way too slow, but it is happening in certain areas. Are we supposed to tell Chris Christie, stop talking about all the good stuff you're doing in New Jersey? Tell Scott Walker, knock it off. Wanda Sykes, tell Scott Walker to knock it off because it's not helping Mitt Romney.
Knock it off.
Exactly. Same thing in Florida. Same thing in Ohio with John Kasich. And now the same thing in Florida with Rick Scott. Florida presents a conundrum for the Romney campaign. How do you let Republican governors take credit for economic improvements in the state while trying to fault Obama's stewardship of the national economy? And they say Republican governors in Ohio, Virginia, Michigan, and Wisconsin have also been highlighting improving economies, but they don't want it to be too good of news because the bad news is good news for the Republicans, even though the good news is good news for the Republicans in the states where the Republicans are getting things done that need to get done. And they say Romney's campaign is eager to sell its economic message in Florida, an electoral battleground, where the past three presidential races were decided by 5 percentage points or fewer. Romney advisor made the request this week to Scott's staff after news releases from the governor's reelection campaign and internet messages from the Florida Chamber of Commerce trumpeted that the state's unemployment rate went from 11.1% to 8.2%. Shut up. Scott's news release said the jobless rate had dropped, and he was asking supporters to spread the news. Where? Facebook, Twitter, email your friends. A Romney campaign spokeswoman said in an email that Romney frequently praises governors for their ability to overcome the job-stifling policies of the Obama administration. The state Republican Party ran a television ad crediting the governor, who is a year and a half into his 4-year term. Here's what they were talking about in Florida. Companies are hiring. Businesses are expanding. More Floridians are being put to work. Florida's unemployment rate continues to get better. Now, some managing director of a big polling and research group saw the ad and said, "Oh, I thought it was an Obama ad." No, it's Republican Governor Rick Scott of Florida's ad saying that Florida is doing better. And now, right after that ad, then a GOP ad went out from Crossroads GPS with a spot featuring a female character saying her kids can't find any jobs.
It's bad news.
Is it bad news? No, that's good news. The good news, folks, is that when you give it to the states and you have someone who's a true fiscal conservative running that state and giving people the fiscal realities, regardless of whether he's working with Republicans or Democrats, the truth wins out more times than not. It should win out every time, but usually that's not the case. So the Republican governor gets to work with the Democrat legislature, and they managed to drop the unemployment rate from 11.1% to 8.2% in a year and a half. And the same thing in New Jersey, and the same thing in Ohio, and the same thing in Wisconsin. And now the GOP is trying to get the GOP to not tell people that some of the policies that the GOP embraces actually work on a state-by-state basis. I would suggest to the Romney campaign that you tout the successes in states where Republican governors are working with Democrat legislatures to turn the states around. You can also point out that our system is so damn good. And capitalism and free markets work if you allow them to work. And imagine if those governors got to work with a Republican president who embraced what they did in their states to spread that success nationwide. You should tout success and achievement, not try and squash it by making Obama look worse. Why not make your side look better?
The Jerry Doyle Show.
Which is why I always walk into a room backwards. Always lead with your best side. It's like I'd give somebody, like if I didn't care about the audition I was going in on, they'd ask me for a headshot. And I actually had somebody take a picture of the back of my head. They said they wanted a headshot. They didn't say which side they wanted. 800-876-4123 is the number. Monica Crowley's going to join us. She's got a great new book called What the Bleep Just Happened. And technology guru, chief evangelist for Tracky, and owner of 7 Strategies, Sarah Evans, is going to join us to talk about social media in the workplace and procrastinating. We have got so much to get to on the program today. I will shut up now and be right back. So put a pipe and smoke it.
This is the Jerry Doyle Show.